opened the door to the garage as Piper walked through. "Almost ready?" He clapped his hands together as Piper walked past him, gaze fixed back on her phone. "Someone looks ready." He walked toward the car, peering through the front windshield, brow furrowed, before his face broke out into a smile. "I hope that's everything, because nothing else is fitting in there." I gave him a half smile before rolling my eyes. He put an arm around my shoulders and squeezed me to his chest. "Leigh, it'll be great, I promise," he said. "Nothing will go wrong." It was mid-June, a time when Nick's optimism always hit a peak. He was the vice principal of Hubert Middle School, and summer break had started the week before. Mid-June was a time when his days off stretched before him, endless possibilities and limitless adventures. It usually held firm until the end of the month, but once the 4th of July hit, he would begin a slow emotional decline of realizing the summer wouldn't last forever. I figured his good attitude, before any work stress began to percolate, before thoughts of parent-teacher conferences, curriculum night, and school board meetings began to loom, could fuel us through the Midwest and at least through part of the Upper South. And maybe we would even enjoy the hours together. Maybe. "Is it time to go?" my 11-year-old son Leo called from across the street, where he was in a highly competitive game of yard soccer with the other 5th-grade neighbors. They'd run and push and argue until a parent inevitably got irritated enough to try to play referee. It was like a game of parenting chicken, and I always won, mostly because my home office was in the back of the house, out of earshot. "Just about. Come on back, buddy," Nick called to Leo, waving his hand toward the car. "I'll go get Sophie inside," I said. The last time I'd seen our 7-year-old daughter, she was shoving Squishmallows into a rolling suitcase, certain she could fit her impressive collection inside. 20 minutes later, after double-checking the security straps on the turtle-top storage on the minivan's roof, throwing a few more snacks into a reusable cloth grocery bag, and packing more charging cords than could be used by an entire fleet of IT professionals, we were in the car and ready to back out of the driveway. Leo and Sophie were in the captain's chairs, headphones on as the movie Rio started on the car's DVD player. Piper was in the 3rd row, stretched out as far as the seatbelt would allow, her phone on her lap, and earbuds in. We got as far as the end of our driveway before Sophie said, "I forgot to go to the bathroom." Groaning, Nick stopped the car, making me shift forward in my seat and hit the button for the garage door. "Can you make it fast, Soph? We have a schedule to stick to." Sophie nodded and unbuckled herself and slid open the minivan's door before racing inside, her pigtails streaming behind her. I put a foot up on the dashboard, looked over at Nick and smiled. I held up both hands, fingers splayed. 10 feet. We've made it 10 feet. We won't make it to the Wisconsin-Illinois border before fall at this point. Good thing I know how to forage in the woods. Nick held up a finger and cocked his head to the side. If we don't hit any traffic, we'll still be on track, and at least we have good music. He pecked at his phone until Holiday Road of National Lampoon's Vacation fame came on. Seriously? I said with a groan. Road trip playlist on Spotify, Nick said. He tapped his hand against the steering wheel. I could tell he was picturing himself as Clark Griswold, ready to journey to Wally World and take over the park, at gunpoint if necessary. I didn't think the security guards at Magic Land would go so quietly into the night. Piper harumphed in the way back and opened a bag of Takis, her snack version of a weighted blanket, while Leo slowly closed his eyes and drifted off as we waited for Sophie. He was always the first to fall asleep in the car as a baby, something that had thankfully continued throughout childhood. Once Sophie was back inside the car, we once again reversed out of the driveway. I waved for Nick to stop in front of our mailbox on the street so I could check one more time to make sure we had collected all of the mail before the postal hold. Empty. Our trusty minivan, Tammy, apparently, made it to the end of the street just as Nick's phone interrupted on the road again to blare out that we should turn left on Orchard Road before my good friend Carrie ran out of her front door.